Whether in sunshine or rain, the $20.5 million contract between the government and contractor China Harbor Engineering Company Limited on Thursday, February 4th, 2016, has continued without cease. The project is being undertaken under the Major Infrastructure Development Program, MIDP, of the Ministry of Transport, Works and Housing through a concessionary loan from the Chinese government. Under the contract, which was signed at the ministry's head office in Kingston, approximately 2.5 kilometers of roadway between East Avenue and Harbor Street will be widened to increase the number of lanes from 4 to 6. A project of this scope, however, will undoubtedly have adverse effects on road conditions. Introducing Garmex Heart Academy. Located 2 miles from waterfront downtown, it holds approximately 1,500 day and evening students. It is a branch arm of the Heart Trust NTA, a government-funded institution that provides essential workforce and skill training for youths that come from working-class communities. Now, having come to know the two organizations, a question comes to mind. How will these two organizations interact on the frontier, the roadways? What you are currently seeing is what used to be the sidewalk leading up to the school's main gate. All students traveling from the Greenwich Farm area have to navigate these caking mounds of soil, which are sometimes muddy, loose, and dusty. It always makes for an uncomfortable journey. The road work also further aggravates the traffic conditions.
It's really affecting us really badly, and they need to do some stuff to improve. And even when rain is falling, with the muddy road, they don't have any patience or leniency on pedestrians, so they just drive in Spanish car without any regard.
What is the traffic like?
It's very assiduous for us to come in from Palmer End, and worse if you're coming from Spanish Town in the morning. And if we're standing, oh my, it seems like it's forever to reach the school, and you have to come out a bit earlier. Even though sometimes when you come out a bit earlier, it still seems like you're still running. So I know that it's not going to be fixed until next year, but hopefully it can be improved as time progresses, and persons who are coming in to train, it will be a little bit much easier for them, and it won't be that sickly for others like it was for me, because I have to miss out a lot from school because of this road situation. And hopefully the board can do something to help persons who's affected for health-wise, and also they will be a little bit more lenient for persons who are coming in late because of the traffic situation.
Do you have any recommendations?
There just needs to be more lenient on us regarding to the health situation. Instead of just saying that we have to be sick on the compound, they need to bear in consideration of what's taking place out there to look out for us and to educate them. Because of the road work, I can understand this is the situation where persons are getting more sick or sickly. So in which they can try to accommodate us regarding to some medication or something that can help us to deal with this congestion out there. And regarding to the road, we have no control over that for now. So we just have to try to be to bear up with it until the situation has improved.
It's down there. Are you affected by the construction that's taking place around the school?
Yes, I am affected because like when school is supposed to open 4 o'clock, they said the road closed off at what time? 4:30. So if you come out here, well, I live in Spanish Town, so sometimes when you stand across there, you can't get no bus, so you end up having to go downtown. And if you come out here after a certain hours, you can't get anything to go downtown, so you end up having to walk. And the journey to go downtown is not pretty. You walk in a dirty water, you have to go through mud. When you reach town, your clothes don't stop. The JTC bus them and the truck them that pass splash you. Them the dust and everything pass. Them not care, so them just drive out the dust and come around. So by the time we reach home sometimes my chest starts feeling away. And through that we can't come to school the next day. The asthma.
And how is the traffic? Are you able to get about to do it?
Yeah, so when the bus and the trailer them pass, just the cloud of dust goes going our nose and block. Sometimes we block out. That can just turn me back to the dust.
Cover your nose with your eye you start itch you when you reach home want to bump your face break cause my face to break out. That's because of the dust.
Yeah.
Describe your commute to school.
Alright, so basically, during the mornings I have to leave at a specific time. I have to leave up before 8, and by the time we get a bus, and the route where the bus is basically one Spanish road down from, and if I walk come to school basically, and on the way walk into school, it's a problem for me because I have to watch out because at sometimes the road is wet and the mud and the road on dirt and the road. The cars that you can see when you're passing by, it splash up a lot of dirt and stuff on the uniform, so that's a problem for me. As well as some of the workers on the road, they don't conduct themselves well because sometimes they have signs and such to direct the traffic and they don't do that even well. So sometimes I believe that someone should provide some way of transport, proper means of transport for some of the students coming from town or basically from Spanish Town or Portmore direction. So they should implement something for us, the students, to feel more secure on the way to school. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
Both sides, you know.
For students walking from the Greenwich Farm area, construction on Marcus. In the case of this footpath in particular, students often complain that they reach school with uniforms dirtied by their journey. Further down the road from Garmex, trainees are when the road closes at 4, students that have to walk to downtown Kingston face a similar issue.
For the students at Garmex Academy, getting home in the evening is a real challenge. As you can see behind me, the road is in a deplorable state. What you're seeing right here is a result of congested traffic, continued construction, and of course, the effects it has on the environment and those who travel alongside it. From 4 to 6, the road is locked, making it almost impossible for traffic to go freely in one direction. For those waiting on public transport, it's a nightmare. Furthermore, what used to be a sidewalk is now actually covered in dirt, and so it becomes a safety hazard as well. It's not just the journey, it's not just the cost of the journey, but it's the cost on your health on the journey that makes it so dangerous. What you're seeing right now is, with each step, you have dust that rises up, it causes a choking hazard, a coughing hazard. Right about now, it's a living nightmare for anyone who travels along these roads, both in the morning, but especially in the evening, where the lack of visibility makes it extremely hard to traverse, especially if there's rain.
Alright, so guys, thank you for being here. Just a quick question. How has the road work on Marcus Garvey Drive affected your commute here?
It affects me by me having to walk from way down the road to reach at school. And it also stirs a lot of traffic on the road when the road is black.
Right. What about the dust? Like any problem with the dust?
Yes, the dust affect me because most nights when I reach home, I can't breathe sometimes because of the dust that I inhale sometimes because the bus turn off, doesn't exactly come up this way and I have to walk straight up in the dust and affect me.
Do you guys ever like leave here late at night?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, isn't it hazardous with the lack of visibility now? Because when you have to walk up there, it's dark and then you know the road is kind of messed up and then the oncoming traffic. What's that like?
So yes, in the night you don't know what can happen. And the drive, much as the traffic, late sometimes. We're out there at nights, waiting for one bus,
Yeah.
can't see it and
Yeah, and you know the construction also holds up public transportation. So
yes.
if the bus wasn't really running that well before, it's even worse now.
Yes.
Good evening, sir. Could you introduce yourself?
Well, I'm Shama Reed, yes, a student at Garmex.
Very nice to meet you, Mr. Reed. Could you please tell us, how does the construction of Marcus Garvey Drive, how does it affect your commute to and from school?
How does it affect my commute to and from school? One, getting transportation here is from home is easy, but when you're leaving school now, that's where the problem lies. You're hardly getting anything, to go back home. So if you wait a long time, sometimes you're out there waiting like 2 hours and probably 2.5 hours the max to get transport back home.
So what's the dust like? How does that present a hazard?
Well, right now, my beard, I'm looking at my skin right now. This is not my skin color.
This is not my real face.
It is dust, it
Not
is
my real
dirt,
face.
it is all of the garbage, and the dust and all of these things.
So how is it like late in the night? Because I know that when the visibility drops and you have to cross the road, especially when you go up and then you see like the large buses and trucks coming, being close to the traffic. What's that like?
It's really bad. Sometimes if you don't have a kerchief, trust me, you die out there.
Right.
You go home, you come school healthy and leave school, going back home sick because of the dust. All the things that inhaling, trust me, is not really actually good for us.
So what do you study here?
I study car contact.
Wow. So it's like your job requires patience, but your patience is being tested extra just by coming here.
Yeah, just
Good
like
evening, my name is Terry Jonas and I'm doing call center level 2.
Okay. And so tell me, Ms. Jonas, how has the construction of Marcus Garvey Drive affected your commute to and from school?
Well, I don't know if is the because of what they're doing at Marcus Garvey Drive while downtown is so packed and you can't get a bus to come to school. You have to be forcing in to get a bus. When you come in, you have traffic, so you come. Sometimes you're late. When you get off the bus, you can't come across the road. The vehicle's not giving you any pass. They're not stopping. No one's stopping. You have to putting out your hands for them to stop. Even sometimes you put out your hands, they're not stopping. Sometimes what I do is when I come off the bus, I ask the driver if I can go in front of the bus to cross. Well, he'll put out his hand, and so I get to pass sometimes.
So how does the dust affect you?
Well, I don't really walk from a far distance when the bus stops to come off, so it don't affect me that much.
So what is it like? Do you travel on the road at night sometimes when it's...
I don't travel at night. I get pick up in the night.
Ah, okay, so the visibility doesn't really bother you.
Actually, some construction going on the road right there. The road right there is actually being dug up. So as soon as you walk down this path, which is completely covered in dirt and rocks, you literally have to take a sharp turn, cross the road, and it will involve you having to evade traffic, which is really dangerous because you never know when they might turn. As soon as you get past that, there's a really narrow walkway
where there's only about a few inches between you and the oncoming traffic. So you can only imagine what it's like for students that are walking, they have their bags, their equipment. They really have to watch out as the traffic is coming towards them because they never know what might happen. These are the dangers that are magnified, especially at night where there's lack of visibility. You having to cross the road and deal with that close oncoming traffic, which may consist of trucks, buses, and other large vehicles that travel along this straight. Like, for example, imagine this coming at you in a very narrow space at night. You don't know what might be in this place. And everywhere you look, there's mud, especially since we've had rain recently. So there's a lot of puddles like this up and along the path. You can see the nightmare that it is for students that have to traverse this place during the evening.